GCMMF, better known to the Aam Aadmi as Amul, that's India's largest food product organization, India's largest milk cooperative, is one supply chain that didn't break, even at the start of the lockdown announcement. Milk reached people despite a massive disruption in the supply chain across the country. And let's try and find out how Amul did that. We can go across to Mr. R.S. Sodhi, who is the MD of Amul. Thank you so much, Mr. Sodhi. So first and foremost, explain to us, because we know that there were huge disruptions in supply chains across the country. Yet, and I'm purely just speaking also from personal experience, Amul milk, as a mother of two, I know myself, other moms were really worried that milk supply would stop, and thank God, thankfully, that didn't. But how did that happen?
Saraji, let me tell you, when you say essential service or essential product, you're talking about yourself, that is the consumer side. Basically, this essential supply chain starts from 3.6 million farmers in the villages. And for them, milk is source of livelihood, and they can't stop it. They have to milk the cows and buffalo twice in a day. So our job was to maintain the supply chain right from 20 million cows or buffalo to billion of consumers. And nobody can, it's a running pipe. Even for 1 hour or 1 minute, you can't stop it. So fortunately, everybody in the administration, whether state or central or the police, everybody understands the importance of milk or dairy industry. So first of all, our milk procurement from 3.6 million did not stop, not for a single minute. And we got all the support. No doubt, we have to always, and we have to in advance educate our farmers or members that what precautions they have to take, like social distancing of 2 meters when coming to the milk.
Hold that thought, Mr. Sodhi. Many questions I want to ask, but there is an ecosystem in place, right? There were reports of doctors, they're also an essential service, healthcare workers not being able to reach the workplace. Reports of fruits, vegetables getting ruined, being spoiled, having to be thrown on the wayside. So I'm just trying to ask, for example, trucks, well, how do truckers travel if the dhabas on the road are closed? So I'm just trying to find out what Amul did differently, if any.
Yes, that is what I'm telling. You see, milk is collected in road milk tankers from the villages. Within 100 kilometers reaches the dairy. In the dairies, we have organized for the snacks and meals of the drivers and the cleaners. Similarly, when milk van is going to distribute in Delhi, Bombay also, it is reaching 1 or 2 hours in the midnight. So absolutely no stoppage of any milk van or milk tanker anywhere in India.
Okay.
In fact, the day of lockdown, you will be surprised to know, instead of our approaching the authorities, I got calls the day of lockdown from Ministry of Home Affairs in Delhi, from the Chief Secretary of the various states, that what help Amul wants to ensure uninterrupted life. And I'm extremely happy with the support given by the state and central government in making uninterrupted supply of the essential goods. I mean, this was not expected. And we thought we'll have, and later on, no doubt, passes was given later on. But let me tell you, with the IDs, with the Amul on milk return, nobody stopped.
Okay, fine. But the other important point that you raised in your first answer was that you said supply did not stop, correct? The supply kept going, but there must have been a drop in the demand. How did you deal with that problem?
First 3 days, yeah, you're right. The first 3 days, there was increase in demand by 15%.
Because of panic buying.
People started,
myself included.
Panic buying. Yeah. And the fourth day,
Tetra Packs.
there was a drop of, no, not Tetra Pack, even for the fresh milk.
Yeah,
Tetra Pack is only 3 or 4%. So next day, 30% drop in milk demand for the fresh milk, curd, or the buttermilk.
Yeah.
And you see, like you take example of Amul, out of 260 lakh liters per day, in fresh milk is only 140. remaining is converted into value-added products or the commodities like milk powder or white butter. So what happened when the demand reduced, and right now also is 10% to 12% down.
Yeah.
We are making more of commodities, milk powder, which will be used in the ensuing summer season. So as such, supply side is not hampered, demand supplies or distribution is hampered. Whatever surplus we are generating is converted into the commodities, which will be used in the 3 or 4 months summer.
Okay, and the other point, you were just starting to talk about sanitation and other issues. That, of course, Ms. Sodhi, has been a worry. Because given the, the nature, the extremely contagious nature of coronavirus, given the basic tenets here are that social distancing, don't interact with other people, as you pointed out, the huge number of farmers and dairy personnel who work in providing, making sure milk is milked and then gets to the consumer all across the country. How do we ensure and how do we as a consumer be confident that the milk we're getting, the milk we're giving our children is pure, clean, and is going to keep us safe?
You're right, Saraji. We have to guarantee all the hygienic and precautionary measures. So I'm saying we start from the milk collection, where when the farmers enter, they have to wash their hands, they have to wear the mask when milk is poured. After that, nowhere milk is touched. All the milk tankers, when they start from dairy to collect the milk, they are sanitized. After collection, when they enter the dairy plant, again they are sanitized. All the workers are checked by the doctors who are entering the dairy premises. They have to wear masks. And after, you see, milk is anyhow is pasteurized at a higher temperature of 72 degrees. Any virus, any bacteria will be killed, and then it is packed untouched by hand in the packing of plastic pouches. And after that, nowhere hand is touched. The first hand touching is by the retailer from whom you are buying. So what is required is just to be extra sure, when you get plastic milk pouches in a home, you better put in the boiling water or the hot water at home. Correct. If you want to be, or wash it, clean it. So inside the pack, there is no chance of any contamination of any bacteria present.
Okay, Mr. Sodhi, I want to ask you a question. I also asked the Uber chief, the Uber India chief, just before this. What is the impact you see on the industry going forward, on the economy going forward? Because, yes, Amul has grand plans, you have great growth plans, but what's the short-term impact? What has the short-term impact been for now?
Well, let me tell you, today what situation we are going to, you can't think about tomorrow or day after tomorrow. You can't do planning for tomorrow. You have to see how to pass today. And everybody, every industry has to see how to motivate their team, especially in the essential service, so that they work in. And everybody is inspired. And let me tell you, fortunately, I have seen after this lockdown, we have not to force any employee, any worker. I mean, they are coming their own, they are like doing a national service. Like you see in the village, in the streets of cities in Gujarat, people are coming out and feeding to the labor. I mean, I saw some of people saying, we are getting now food 2-3 times. There's no shortage. People are distributing vegetables. Villages are coming in trolleys and distributing free vegetables. So everybody is feeling that everybody wants to contribute to the social task. So let us not talk about what tomorrow we can do, because it is unpredictable. You can't decide how it is going to impact the economy. Let us worry about today, how to handle today's situation, how to motivate, how to help administration. You see, everybody in administration also want to help. Only thing is we have to see, instead of criticizing them, how to make their work more smoother.
But, sir, all that is absolutely right, and we are completely in agreement. But what is the reality on the ground? I'd like to ask you, for the farmers, for the cow owners, because do have prices, milk prices, do they go down? Feed prices for the animals, has that been affected? Does that go up?
Well, as far as the price of milk to the farmer is concerned, in Gujarat, it has not reduced. In some parts of India, we have got the reports where because of sudden decline in the demand by 20-30%, because all hotel, restaurant, chai shops are closed. Okay, and the people have migrated from the urban to the rural area. There is a temporary decline in demand, and somewhere farmers are getting less. But I think it is a maximum 1 week or 10 days where price will again go up, whether it's Maharashtra or UP or Haryana or Rajasthan. As far as the farmers are concerned, cost of production, what happens is the main cost is of cattle feed or the cattle fodder. What has happened with the demand in the poultry field going down for the corn prices have crashed. So in the first 3-4 days, we faced the problem of getting cattle feed ingredients like deodorant rice bran or the grains or the corn from the Punjab, Haryana. But now with the Ministry of Home Affairs, various notification where all the cattle feed ingredients are also exempted, all trucks are arriving and farmers are getting the cattle feed at slightly lower rate.
All right, Mr. Sodhi, thank you so much for your time, and for many industries, perhaps opportunity is also here. Amul has come through many crises in the past, and I'd like to maybe borrow that line in one of your wonderful advertisements that bring smiles to everybody in the morning as they open their papers. Stay healthy, and hopefully nobody will stay hungry in India as we go through this very difficult time. Thanks so much, Mr. Sodhi, for your time tonight.